YouTube and welcome to our channel. My name is Aditya and in today's video I am going to introduce you to the Vagrant file and some general configuration options inside the file. So let's begin with the tutorial. If you guys are following me throughout the series, you should have a Vagrant box downloaded on your machine. If you don't have the Vagrant box downloaded, you can type this command. Replace the user/box with the name of the box that you want to download from the Vagrant website, and once you run this command you should have the Vagrant box downloaded on your machine. So these are all the boxes that I have right now downloaded on my machine, and once you have any of these boxes downloaded, you can use the Vagrant init command to generate the Vagrant file. Optionally, you can also specify one of the names of the boxes and that will populate a field inside the Vagrant file. So for now we'll just run this Vagrant init command, and as you can see it says that a Vagrant file has been placed in this directory, that is your current working directory, and if you do an ls now there should be a Vagrant file. This Vagrant file will help you customize the internal and external aspects of your Vagrant machine. Let's go and check what this file contains. So it is a templated file and most of the sections are pretty well explained. I have divided this tutorial into different sections where I will explain the general section, the network section, the sync folder section, the provisioners section in different videos. I'll just quickly go ahead and edit this file. So guys, this is the minimal file that you require to spawn a Vagrant box. So the first two lines are nothing related to Vagrant actually. They just tell the VI editor to follow highlighting syntax. So the first line in this file tells the Vagrant environment to use the version 2 for the config object. 2 should be fine for most of the times unless there is a newer version, and the versions are backwards compatible. So once you have this configuration version mentioned, you can go ahead and start configuring the file. Since we just used Vagrant init command, it didn't populate the config.vm.box option. So we'll have to fill this in manually, and I'll use bento box. This is pretty much all you require to spawn a Vagrant box. But if you want to customize the box, you can go ahead and specify some other options. We'll add an option called config.vm.hostname option will set the hostname of your Vagrant box. When the OS spawns and you go inside the box, you will see that this hostname has been assigned to the box. The next option that we are going to take a look at is checking for updates, and that is so if you set this option to true, every time you spawn the box it will check on the Vagrant site if there is an update available for the box and let you know. So usually I recommend to setting this to false. When you spawn some heavy boxes, you may face issues like there is some boot timeout and Vagrant will stop executing the commands if it feels that the box is not booting up. So if the box is heavy, you can increase this boot timeout to a bigger value using this option. The default value for this option is 300 seconds and you can increase it to a lower or a higher value. Let's say we set this up to 400 seconds. Vagrant will wait 400 seconds before it starts executing the next commands. There is another option that will control the graceful behavior of shutting down a box, and that can be controlled using the option config.vm.graceful halt timeout. So the default value for this option is usually 60 seconds, but you can specify something else if your box takes a longer time to shut down. Once this time has passed, Vagrant will forcefully shut down the box. Another option that I feel is not that important, but you may sometimes want to give some information once the Vagrant box is spawned to your user, and you can post this information using the configuration option config.vm.post_up_message and something like. So you can put up anything inside this message saying that, let's say, your users may require to log in using their AD credentials or something like that. Just a quick correction, the box name is CentOS 7.1, and this also reminds me of another option, which is config.vm.box_url, and you can use this to specify the URL of the box if it does not belong to the Vagrant Up site, or you can also specify an option something like file:// location of the box on your machine, path to xyz.box. However, since we are using the already downloaded Vagrant box, we'll just comment out this part. And now if we run Vagrant up command, it should bring up the box. So as you can see, it did the setting hostname part, as well as it displayed the message that we had specified in the file. And if we do a vagrant SSH into the machine, you'll see that the host name has been set to testbox.oschannel.com. I'll just go ahead and destroy the box. So that's all in the general section of Vagrantfile. In the next tutorial, we'll discuss the network section of Vagrantfile in detail. Thanks a lot guys for watching the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and check out my entire playlist on Vagrant tutorials.